having some hard traveling, I thought you knowed. I've been having some hard traveling way down the road. I've been having some hard traveling, hard rambling, hard gambling. I've been having some hard traveling, Lord. I've been riding them fast rattlers, I thought you knowed. I've been riding them flat wheelers way down the road. I've been riding them dead enders, blind passengers.
John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath is an American classic because it, like all other major works of Western canon, resonates with readers across decades, generations, and centuries. The obstacles encountered by the Jodes and other migrant laborers of the Great Depression are not entirely endemic. Evil must constantly respawn, and the same vile practices Steinbeck, among others, condemned in 1939 are still with us today, 78 years later, on the far side of the continent, in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Chief among these ills are cyclical unemployment caused by a saturated labor pool, which foments competition between workers, driving wages into the abyss, the consolidation and hoarding of fertile and productive land into the hands of a distantly stratified elite, and the exploitation, neglect, and abuse of the common farmer, whether they are growing for their own subsistence or on a small commercial scale. Let us, then, read history and know the great fact.
Well, I've been laying in a hard rock jail, I thought you knowed. I've been laying out 90 days way down the road. Mean old judge has said to me it's 90 days for vagrancy, and I've been hitting some hard traveling, Lord. Well, I've been walking that Lincoln Highway.
Education jobs are hard to find when it comes to looking in bigger towns, bigger cities, but they are way more available when it comes to going to smaller, more rural towns, such as Eastern Kentucky. According to my education professor, Laura Carter-Stem, the number of students graduating with education majors has skyrocketed, which heavily affects the number of jobs available, especially in rural areas like Eastern Kentucky. If there are too many people applying for the same job, then the wage gets cut down.
In 1969, Kentucky implemented the Farmland Preservation Tax Break in order to protect farms from the new developments. Originally, landowners had to provide proof that they were raising either crops or livestock on the land, but these regulations were very loosely enforced, and in 1992 they were done away with altogether. Because of this, the wealthy who are not raising farms and simply own 10-acre properties are able to use this tax break, which lowers their property taxes by about 40%. So far, the state government has lost about $98 million from this, and Fayette County alone has lost $1.6 billion, $11.8 million of which was supposed to go towards Fayette County schools. In order to make up for this loss of taxes for the middle class home and business owners have been raised. According to Richard England, a professor of natural resources and economics at the University of New Hampshire, this is a classic example of where a small minority of the electorate is getting a tremendous advantage from the law, and the majority of taxpayers don't know about it.
My name is Daniel Houston. My family's been farming for generations, and I'm planning to be a farmer when I get out of school. So, like with the tobacco industry, what's happening is that now you used to be able to just go to an auction and sell your tobacco products to a processor. But now what you have to do is you have to get a contract from the processor who tells you what you're getting paid and like how much you can grow, and then they pay you up front or whatever, and you can't get nearly as much money off of it, so you have to run a huge scale operation in order to make as much money. Like all my older extended family, they went to college from the tobacco. That's how they paid for college, was growing tobacco. Another thing is labor is really hard to get. a lot of people just don't want to work because it's kind of hard and it's all in the middle of all the heat and everything, and you just don't make as much as even like checking out food at McDonald's or whatever. They can run these huge operations, and they're paying, well, mostly they're paying illegal immigrants way under minimum wage, so that they really are taking advantage of everyone who actually has to pay people a normal salary, or if they're, you know, doing it with their family, then, you know, that's time that you could be doing making money in some other industry. The corn industry is really warped because if you want to sell like commercial corn, you have to get you know, the GMO corn, and Monsanto has a copyright patent on the corn DNA that they've manipulated. And so if you want to, for instance, grow non-GMO corn like in a field next to another farmer that's growing GMO corn, Monsanto will actually sue you because they say your corn is getting cross-pollinated with their corn, so you have to buy the Monsanto corn. And it's just really ridiculous. And also there's the problem of, and then nobody can, because they've been, a couple senators have been trying to pass this bill for a long time that's like, you have to label GMO on your product, but Monsanto's always lobbied and blocked that, and that might help small farmers some, because that's one industry where if you're not growing GMO products, then you have to do it more small scale. So all the non-GMO stuff is more on the small scale. So that would help small farmers if they would label the foods like that.
I'm Elizabeth Ann Van Arsdal. I'm an equine management major at the University of Kentucky, and I've been involved in the equine industry for about 15 years now. So the equine industry is extremely important to Kentucky because a lot of their income comes based from thoroughbred farms, walking Tennessee horse farms, saddlebred farms. Kentucky is known for their horses, and Lexington is actually the horse capital of the world. So we have this big reputation for our care of horses and how good of our horses are in terms of their disciplines and the different areas that they excel in, such as racing, jumping, and dressage. In Tennessee walking horse competitions, a lot of them are scored based on the exaggeration of their front limb movements, because Tennessee walking horses are known for really picking up their feet high, and the higher that they pick it up, the more exaggerated it is. And you get more points based on that, and so you'll win more competitions. There is an illegal practice done to win more competitions. It's called soaring, and soaring is done in several different ways, one of which is placing acid around their hoofs on the front feet, and because it hurts to put pressure on it, because of the acid, it makes someone pick their feet up more. Or they'll also use extremely heavy chains on their feet and then take it off at the last minute before competition. Or they will nail in very heavy weights under their hooves and really nail it in very far, and it's just very uncomfortable and painful for the horses. Well, technically it's considered illegal, but unfortunately there's just been a general lack of oversight by the government, and so there's also been a lack of funding for the USDA to provide inspectors to all these different horse shows across America, and especially in Kentucky. And so you don't have any people coming in to check these horses before they go into shows to see whether they have been sored or not, and to ban their trainers from practicing Tennessee walking horse competitions and whatnot. And unfortunately, if soaring continues, it has a negative effect on the equine economy in Kentucky, as well as many other states as well, because it gives barns like Tennessee walking horses and other similar horses that do that drastic foot motion, a negative viewpoint on them, and so they get a lot less profit, which hurts the equine industry as a whole.
Highway, I thought you knowed. I've been hitting that 66 way down the road. Heavy load and a worried mind, looking for a woman that's hard to find. And I've been hitting some hard traveling, Lord.